Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Learn Crypto with Val. Thank you for tuning in. For those who are tuning in for the very first time, thank you for choosing my channel. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future videos. And those who are regular members, Jambo Jambo. So, as you can see, our topic for today is how people become rich in crypto. It's about strategy, it is not luck. And by now, you know that our videos are only for educational purposes. We're not here to advise somebody on their finances. We're not financial advisors. I am not a financial advisor, but I am just here to, you know, help us learn crypto in simple terms, to know what to do next, to know what crypto is and how it works. So with that said, let's get into the video. One of the biggest misconceptions about crypto is that people become wealthy by getting lucky. People see stories of how somebody turned $500 into a million, or $1,000 into a million, or even $20 into a million, or even the coins they were airdropped into millions. And then they start thinking, I just need to find the next Bitcoin. But here's the truth that people don't want to pay attention to. Most long term success in crypto comes from strategy, it comes from discipline, patience, and risk management. Well, luck might open that door for you. It might open a door for you, but strategy determines whether you stay in that room. So today we're going to talk about how people actually build wealth in crypto. So with that, let's get into the first strategy that people use in this industry. The very first thing is, if you see somebody that has become rich with crypto, they have invested in knowledge. You know, before investing in any coin, they take their time to learn. The first investment successful crypto investors make, it's not money, it's knowledge. They learn, they want to know what blockchain is, what wallets are, how how the cycles work, how security works. Knowledge protects your capital, right? Crypto is just like any other business, any other investment. You need capital to start, right? So if you know what to do, if you learn fast, you're gonna protect your capital, but if you're ignorant, it will destroy your capital. So before investing heavily, invest in understanding. Don't just invest without knowing what to do, right? The very second thing is, these successful investors, they use what we call DCA. DCA is simply dollar cost average. You know, this they will not go all in at once. At least if you have seen a coin and you have done your research about it, you want to just put your money, everything you have in there. Successful investors rarely go all in at once. Instead, they will invest consistently. Now, imagine investing $50 or even $500 or $1,000 every month for, let's say, 5 years. Let's say, for example, you take Ethereum and you say every month you're gonna be investing $1,000 or $500, or maybe any other coin of your choice, right? After you have seen, after you've done your own research, now you decide, now this is the coin I want to buy. I want to buy Ethereum, I want to buy XRP, whatever coin you want to buy. Now you have to have a strategy. You have to decide that every month or every week or whatever period of time you decide, you have to know that you're going to be putting a certain amount of time. Let's say, imagine now investing that for 5 years, every month for 5 years. Some months prices will be high, some months prices will be low, but over time, volatility will always work in your favor. And this strategy removes emotions from investing. Because let's say, for example, you are investing maybe in shares in a bank, or you're buying dividends, or whatever it is you're buying from the bank, from you will not want to know where the price is at that point, so long as you have decided in your mind that you're going to be buying this type of shares every month, or monthly, or yearly, or whatever period of time you decide, you're going to be buying it either way. So that's how investing in crypto, or rather successful investors in crypto, uh, work or invest, right? The other thing that they will do, they will work to understand the market cycles. You know, crypto moves in cycles. The crypto move in cycles. Uh, Sometimes it's all about excitement. Sometimes it's euphoria. The fear. There is panic. There is recovery, and this is something that most beginners buy during excitement and sell during fear. It's very common. you know when let's say, for example, Ethereum starts going up, going up, going up, going up, or XRP, or any other coin you hear, it starts going up. And then, because you don't want to miss out, you're gonna buy in that excitement, in that time of excitement. And then now, when the excitement dies down, now you start panicking. Oh, people are no longer talking about it. What's happening? What's happening? And then, because you did not do your thorough research, you sell in fear, right? Because you think that you're going to lose your money. So understanding cycles changes everything. You have to understand the time you're buying. You have to understand the time that you want to sell in, right? Another thing they do is they have to manage risk. Let me just try and get that. So, successful investors in crypto, they also have to, they know very well how to manage risk. You know, this is one thing they know. Protecting capital is more important than chasing profits. So they diversify, you know. So they avoid investing money they can't afford to lose. That is something that you must know. Last time we said, no investing your rent money, no investing, money that you're gonna need tomorrow for your child's school fees, no investing your transport money for the students who are investing in crypto. Don't invest money that you cannot afford to lose, because the market will always be volatile. Nobody knows whether tomorrow it's gonna go up or gonna go down, but you're gonna benefit either way if you strategize. You see, so protecting capital is more important than chasing profits, right? So you have to diversify your portfolio. Avoid investing money that you cannot afford to lose. Prepare for volatility, and survival is also a strategy. I mean, who just has money that they want to throw away? You have to survive, right? Another thing successful investors in crypto do, they avoid emotional decisions. So if you really want to be successful in this industry, do not let emotions control your decisions. Fear and greed move the market, right? People panic during crashes. I mean, imagine you're just there, you have seen the all-time high. Like, let's say, for example, Ethereum has gone to an all-time high of 4,000, 4,900, 4,700, 4,900. But right now, it has gone all the way back to 1,500. Imagine you witnessing it at its peak, and then you see it crashing down. People, you're gonna panic. Nobody will sit calm through that period unless you have seen that happen several times. But even if you've seen it happen several times, as much as you have developed a thick skin, you have to panic. People become greedy during rallies, and you know investors who perform best often have systems that protect them from emotions. Rules are stronger than feelings. You really have to you really have to prepare yourself for this time, you know. And if you, because if you let yourself succumb to this fear, you're gonna lose your money. Because one thing you're gonna panic sorry, one thing you're gonna do while panicking is you're gonna be tempted to sell because you don't want to lose everything. Imagine somebody who invested in Ethereum when it was at that high, 4,700 or 4,900, and then they see it, they bought it at that particular time at its highest, and then they see it going down and going down and going down. It passes, it goes back to 4,000, it goes back to 3,500, to 3,000, to 2,500, 2,000, and then it goes to 1,500. You'll feel so bad. But if you have done your research, if you have you know if you have strategized, you know that I'm not gonna remove this money and until it gets to a certain point, you're not gonna panic, right? You're just gonna sit there and say, I know what I want here, and I'm going for what I decided. So you really have to control your emotions. Do not let emotions control your decisions. You know, let it be the other way around. Let your decisions control your emotions. Another thing successful investors in this industry do, you know, they take profits. You have to, you have to have a profit taking plan. Don't just invest blindly, because if you don't take your profits, you're gonna sit there and everybody else will take their profits, and you're gonna just remain there waiting for something that might not come, right? So you have to know how to take profits. That's what they do. And one mistake many investors make is never taking profits. Please, wealth is not created by screenshots. I mean, screenshots are there. You have to take your screenshots and go and to go and prove the person who did not want to invest with you. You have to go and prove them wrong. But even as you're taking your screenshots, you also have to take your profits. Take a screenshot and take your profit. Sometimes just take the capital you invested and leave the rest there, right? Wealth is created when gains become real world value. Having a profit taking plan matters. So don't just take your screenshots. Wealth is not created by taking screenshots. Rather, it is created when gains become real world value. Because fine, you watched the coin you invested in go up to maybe from 10 cents to maybe a dollar, and then you took screenshots, and then it start going back down there. You're the one who is going to lose remaining with the screenshots you took, but then you will not have anything to show for it. So have a profit taking plan, and that is what these investors do. you know Imagine somebody who started investing in Bitcoin when it was as low as, let's say, $10. Bitcoin has gone up to over 100,000. If they're just taking screenshots and showing people, you know they will have lost all throughout this time, sorry. So you have to check your profits. Another thing you have to do is you have to think long term. And the biggest gains in crypto history often came from people who held quality assets through multiple cycles. If you believe in a project, after you've done your own research and you believe in that project, you have looked at what value it's, sorry, what problem it's solving, and don't just invest. Otherwise you'll be holding, an S coin. You know what I mean when I say an S coin. You'll be holding, a shitty coin, for cycles, but it doesn't have any value. So you have to think long term. Patience can look boring. I mean, patience is so boring when you think short term. But in investing, boring is often powerful. I mean, you know so because you know what you want, and if you've set your mind to for a to think long term, you're not gonna be wooed or swept away by people who are thinking short term. And that is how crypto works. You're gonna get big gains when you hold quality assets through multiple cycles, not just any asset, I said quality, underline quality. You have to do your own research, know who the developers are, know what problems that they're trying to solve. So you have to think long term, don't just think short term. And personally, I think that people who do trading is not bad, but they think short term. And you see, short term can be it can go either way. You might put in your money and you are like, hey, tomorrow if the market goes up, I'm removing it. Now what if it doesn't go up, it goes down? You're gonna feel so bad. Your emotions are gonna crumble. Your money is going down. Your emotions are crashing. Everything. So you have to think long term, right? So um uh people who invest in crypto, so how do these people become wealthy in crypto? I know you're wondering. I mean, you've heard people say they become wealthy, they became wealthy, they have a lot of money, and you ask what they're doing, and you hear them saying, oh, they're trading crypto and all that, they're holding crypto assets. So you often ask yourself, how do these people become wealthy in crypto? Like I said, it's not by luck, it's through strategy, not through luck, not through gambling. Gambling is the worst. Sometimes it pays, yes, but sometimes, most of the times, it doesn't. Not through chasing every new coin. You hear coins are launched here, you want to buy everything. You won't become wealthy if you chase every coin. They learn. You have to learn, invest in knowledge, stay disciplined. If you had decided that I'm putting money today, and by tomorrow, no, no, I'm gonna hold this coin for maybe 3 years. Follow through with your plan, so that you can invest, something tangible, right? These investors that have often become rich, or rather wealthy in the crypto industry, they manage risks. They invest consistently. Don't just invest one time and that's it. Fine, you can do that, but sometimes do the DCA, the dollar cost average. Have a target, have a plan, and make sure that you decide. Maybe if you're gonna put in $500 per month or per week, or whatever amount it is you want to put, get the period of time that you want to invest, and follow through with it. Be consistent, and also think long term, don't just think short term. And most importantly, these people, they survive long enough to benefit from this opportunity, because in crypto, strategy beats luck more often than people realize. You have to strategize. Sometimes you might just come in because somebody told you this thing is good, and because you trust them, you get in. Fine. After you've done that, don't just fold your arms. Do your research, you know, look at ways you can build your portfolio, diversify. Don't just put your eggs in one basket. You have to diversify your portfolio. Maybe you've identified maybe three coins that are good, or maybe two. You have to buy both, and all that, right? So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone, someone beginning their crypto journey. And remember that in this channel, it's always crypto made simple for everyone. So I'll see you in the next lesson, and also watch out for our, short videos. We have, I normally have short episodes on TikTok also. My link is in the bio. You can just click on it, and it will take you to my TikTok account. And there I also do short segments, like short episodes, to understand even things better, this industry better. So I'll see you in the next lesson. And remember, if you want to become wealthy in this crypto industry, you have to diversify, you have to use the DCA form, dollar cost average, you have to control your emotions, do not let them control your decisions. You have to take your profits. So, good people, see you in the next video, and thank you for tuning in.